Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Imperator Rome with me, Arevacia, and Rome. So in the previous episode, we made plans to invade Arevacia, and today we are going to do it. We have 4 legions raised. The biggest one is the first Legio Italia, our new army that we have raised. It's the first standing army that we have. Then we have 3 conscripted, I guess you could call them conscripted, or civilian armies that are gonna support the invasion. We'll attack from all directions, and hopefully it is going to give us a big victory. They have no allies, so it is pretty good, and I think we can take Territorial Orientalis as our war goal, because that one is going to be the easiest to take. Well, actually, it's not going to be the easiest to take. There is a fort here, but we're going to take it as the first one. So, Territorial Orientalis, we go after it, we declare war, and we join, or we have everybody join. Alright, so this fort is actually not really stopping us, but let's siege it anyway. You guys can go take this province. You guys can go take this province, and you guys can lay siege to this area. And actually, considering everything that we have just seen, I'm considering raising another army in Tingi, because that one is going to be a pretty good one, though. Yeah, the commander is not bad, because we need as many troops as possible available for the sieges. So let's send you over there. They have a lot of forts that we will need to take, so I guess it might help us to have more armies. Allies are gonna come. They're gonna also invade the northern territories. I have no interest in those. They can take them, but we can see what's gonna happen with them. We won't have maintenance, that is fine. We're also making a ton of money, which is really good. With the next technologies that are gonna come, I'm thinking we ought to focus on 2 things. But well, I mean, the 2 things should be mostly increasing our income and lowering our expenses. All right, well that sounds a little bit generic, but it will probably really help us if we focus on the financial situation in every way we can. Divine sacrifice cost lowered could actually be really nice. Do we have the omen running? Yes, we do. It's not an omen, it's a divine sacrifice actually. So you guys can get this and that. Do we see any other armies? Yep, we see you guys up there. So we can continue with the sieges over here. But yeah, we should try to identify things that we can do to help with our income. I don't think... Well, assemblies are gonna be good. That actually helps us with the main culture happiness. State burial. Can't just say religion happiness. National... Okay, but national population growth is really good. I'm not really interested in you, but in you. And you. Oh, that one... Oh wow, this one is actually really good. So we could take mass pewter production and then this one, because the 0.05 is actually really good. And then this one, exported drama, it's also a pretty good, and it lowers monthly corruption. Okay, so these are really good. So going this way seems like the best possible. Levy size, we don't really need that. Not really the manpower. Service for life, 0. Gets 4. Okay, that one is good, but cost a day 5 watermill. Oh, watermill is actually a really good one. Plus 15% food is amazing. And the scree bath. Alright, I have a feeling we have our goal set up. So we're gonna start with mass pewter, breath stamp, glass blowing, and then go this way down. And here, constitution. These ones are not that interesting, but this is really something that we struggle with. So having those would probably be good. Conversion speed assemblies, these are also really good, but not something that we would need. Alright, let's get back to the war that we have going on here. And we can continue with the fights. We're sieging here with a relatively good commander. Ah, okay. I'm actually taking you. So you can take this province, and then you're gonna go and fight these guys, because that's probably the main enemy army. And I would really hate it if they manage to do us harm. Alright, you guys go and fight. Alright, so this was taken as well. We just need the fort here. Now, sieges are going really well. We just need to make sure that we dispose of these guys. I think we'll get there in time. I could actually... Okay, you know what I could do? I could give you forced march, which is actually pretty good. And I think it will. Alright, unfortunately they actually sped up the siege. So we might be in trouble here, but not much I can do with it, honestly. There's more armies here. There's an army here, but well, those are mercenary armies. Well, we'll see if we can get there in time. If not, well, doesn't matter. Barca. We've gotten word from the First Regio Italia, and it seems that they have done what some thought to be impossible. No insane commander would have taken an army at such a pace through such lands, or that is what conventional wisdom would have us think. Evidence, however, shows us that it has worked despite the attached dangers, and the enemy was taken by surprise by the sudden appearance. As the commander said in his last message before the battle, I will either find a way or make one. Alright, they are avoided Barca. Army weight modifier lowered, light cavalry and light infantry offense, and commander gets martial +1. Alright, and they're actually retreating. Good, so we managed to save the province before the actual fall of it. And we gained a point which we are gonna put on the mass pewter production so that we can start going down this way. Integrated culture happiness +2%. Pewter is a soft metal alloy which found widespread use as a durable material with which to craft everyday objects. Alright, so let's see the first battle of our Legio Italia. Oh yes, the effectiveness is actually really good. Discipline is also great. Wow. Alright, so we have killed 8,000 of their troops and lost only 2,000 of ours. Amazing job. Alright, so where's the other armies? There's one down here. I'll clear that one out. Okay, let's take this. Another siege done. You can go here. We'll use our... Okay, you're running this one, so that is fine. We'll use our army's siege, and the first Legio is gonna be... Well, they're gonna be the hammer. They are going to be the hammer. We are victorious. But that was actually us fighting. I thought it was our allies. Huh. Okay, well, we won a battle there without even knowing that that's happening. Are you attacking us? I'm confused. What is your goal here? Well, we will see. So far so good. You can take this province and then you will attack. These guys don't have a great commander, but we have attached a great commander. Alright, so that's why they are not attacking it. Because they know how it would end for them. Alright, they're still thinking about it though. They're probably waiting for this reinforcement. Which we are going to intercept. Okay, let's wait for them to be committed. And then we go. Alright, this is gonna be fun. So Siege of Selenium has been done. So that's yet another area that fell under our command. Oh, we still had the forced march. I don't think that's good to have. Alright, we're taking heavy casualties to the cavalry and heavy infantry, but we are absolutely demolishing them here. We have a really good commander though. Alright, siege of this fort is finished, which gives us the option to go siege another fort. Wait, actually they might reinforce this one day. 120 to 4. Well, the battle might be over by then. And I can also send in reinforcements because we have an entire army here doing nothing. Alright guys, get in there. Help us. Oh, okay. Well, Arevacia Italia has been defeated. Which is interesting. You have a commander here, but that one is gonna win. Alright. Well, honestly, that battle was kinda unfair. So I'm not even mad about it. But all things considered, we are doing great. They're losing all their territory. We have taken most of their forts. Yeah, I don't think we will have much. One issue? No. Okay, well. What is this? That's a massive army with a really good commander. Ancient ideas. Of all the groups in the Senate, the Bony has a tendency to be stuck in the past, refusing to give up long-held rights and traditions unless they are forced to do so. Every now and then, Nonus Cordesimus brings up something new that is supposedly an affront to Roman tradition, and naturally, most of these subjects are at odds with his personal investments as well. Under the leadership of Nonus, the Bony faction has come more and more into the opposition to the leadership of Statius Catius, and similarly their demands are growing increasingly more ludicrous. We will make some concessions to get Nonus to stop his endless prattling. Let us pay due diligence. Okay, Bony. I think we're gonna take this one. And let's see if we can maybe sign a peace treaty with Arevacia already. Without having to be subject to further battles. Alright, it's 45, 55, 65, 77. Damn, 91. They wouldn't give me this, unfortunately. But this is what I actually prefer this instead of that. Alright, so we're gonna continue. We're gonna get defeated in this one battle, but once our Legio is reinforced, we are gonna win. Yeah, this is not a fair fight. But we have our allies coming. You guys will get reinforced. Okay, retreat. We are fine with that. I don't think they will actually concentrate their armies that much. Alright, and we're gonna give you the unit reorganization so that we get the most out of you. And have you march back. And we're gonna repay these barbarians for what they've done to us. We just need to figure out how to separate them, because there is a ton of them. And they are each... Siege of Castracelia. Alright. Would you be able to... That's an 11 and you have a 9. Alright. So that is a possible very good battle. They will probably potentially try to reinforce here. But by the time we might be already done with them, to be quite honest. Their army is much weaker, comprised of very weak troops. Oh, but do they have a heavy cavalry? That's interesting. But I'll take it. You know, massive victory. Stay here. Alright, took this one. We just need to make sure that we take this territory, because that one is what we want. Because I would like to get the border regions. I'm not that interested in taking, you know, any inner territory. So this, to keep our border concise. We can go like this. And it still gives us additional, 91. And becoming a subject at this point is not possible for them. And what is this territory called? Yeah, they wouldn't that. Alright, so we're gonna take it like this, because that is actually really nice. That's 91. They accept it, and we give them just a little bit of territory. Rock of Ages. In a shamrock farm on the outskirts of Admara, a great depression in the ground marks the serene landscape. In the midst of the crater, a great immovable rock lies dormant. It is unlike anything our advisors have seen, and the scribe mentions a near-forgotten prophecy of a message sent to our people by Jupiter himself. Within days, multitudes of people have flocked to see this unnatural edifice, many of them in fervent prayer. Truly, it seems that the prophecy was true, and that Rome has been chosen by Jupiter to fulfill his bidding. Alright, fair enough. And we have gained a lot of territory. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna disband all of the levies, except of course our primary levy, which is gonna return to Rome. Well, we can get another military tradition, but do we even have any left? Not in the Greeks, we don't. Not in the Italian or the Roman. So, oh, we can take this one. No, we can't. It just seems like it, but we can't. Well, that means we are done pretty much with this. We can take any tradition, but we can take Heart of Iberia, Toletum, Bavaria. Let's establish Bavaria. Celtic strongholds. Okay, Salmatica, it doesn't really matter for us. And oh, Souls of Italica. Alright. And Iberian dominance. And into Lusitania. Okay, that will require us to take the rest of that territory. Alright, we're gonna do that next time we fight them. So let us, in the meantime, check a little bit on what we have here. I think we were talking about importing elephants. Yes, because that gives us population output plus 3%. So that is actually good. And we can investigate. What we have here. So the border regions, I think we have. Wow, we have a ton of gold. All right, we haven't really done anything with you guys. We can build a foundry and an aqueduct. Flocking to the banner. The honorable people of Etonia Septentrionalis have turned out in droves to see the renowned General Manlio Umarius lead his troops on the way to greater glories. A delegation from Tullium have requested the honor of sending a number of their young men. So we gain 5 extra cohorts. 3 light. 2 chariots. Okay, well that's it's movable or maneuverable ones, so it's actually not bad. Alright, here we do not have a city, which is interesting, but we do have the political influence to found one, so let's do that and put you up as a settlement. Here we can also be the foundry, why not? You have a capital where? I don't see it. Is it here? No. Oh, here it is. It's in the corner. And this one is a city. And a weird one. Producing furs. Well, that's fine. Here we have the capital over here, which is also a city. That one's actually nicely set, so we don't have a problem with that. You guys have interesting choices of... Okay, you have a marble, so I'm gonna do that. You do not have a city, and there is, I don't think, any kind of city there. It is not. Okay, so I need to deal with that. I'll break up this for the conversion. This is fine. This one is also not a city. And this one is, but not a great one. Alright, I think that deals with most of the issues we are facing here. Alright, I'm mistaken. So let's just continue with the investigations if we're gonna see something. Oh, okay, you are interesting. You can actually get another aqueduct and another aqueduct, I guess. Otherwise you have everything that we might need. This city is also pretty cool, but sure, that's not something that I would consider a high priority, but it is nice. You guys are also doing good. You are not doing good, so we need to invest in you a little bit. Same with you here, and you can get a foundry. Iberia, Iberia. Why are you Iberia? Many massive investments and are actually running out of money quickly. But I think actually at this point we are done. Looks like we are done. So Arevacia wanted a deal. Oh, we need to set these regions on auto trade. And boy, do we have a lot of them. And I have enough political influence to found the second city. Have you already been? Yes, we have Metropolis here. Alright, so let's do the same thing here. As we discussed. We're missing... Oh, we need more population. Alright, well that's not hard. We can just move people from the surrounding settlements. Let's move them from... I would move them from Carpus if I could, but I can't. Man, this region... Yeah, this region really deserves to have more. So let's just move the pops from Neapolis, because that's like the only one where it makes sense. I guess. Hellenic, Punic, Hellenic Imperator. Alright, so that's enough, right? Yes. We can turn you into a metropolis. And we need to invest into these cities, because we have not really taken care of them. Alright, I think this is good. What about you? You could... potentially, you're gonna grow, so for now bring me a granary. You can also build a granary and an aqueduct. And you can also build a granary, and once we get a little bit more money, we're gonna build an aqueduct here as well. Man, we're on a roll financially. This is really good. Untiring devotion. Get extra stability. Well, isn't that lovely? We just need to do a divine sacrifice though, because we are bleeding out stability. But what I'm gonna also do here is we're gonna turn all of you into cultural assimilation, because we need to spread the Roman culture in Iberia, preferably now rather than later. Alright. So hopefully that's not a waste, but we are spreading the culture nicely along the coast, everywhere pretty much. But this area we need to get under our control as well. We built a lot of, we're building a lot of temples and conversion places and so on. So I would prefer if we could get a little bit better in the actual flat-out conversion, because what we can see here is the effect of the cities. Like many of these smaller provinces have nothing, so they're basically just converting on the default, 0.14. I mean, fair, there really isn't that many pops to convert, but still, unless we do the actual cultural assimilation, which will, quadruple it, it's gonna take forever. So that is something that we should look into. Speaking of which, I'm going to end the episode here, but I want to see the impact. Yes, Canterbury, actually Macedonian, lost about 200 pops since we last checked. And Canterbury are now the biggest minority, and they have 1668. That's not bad. I can deal with that. So as we did the massive conversion movement in Greece, I say we do the same thing here. And that reminds me, We changed a guy in a phrase, which means all of these regions, yes, have different... alright, let me just run 2 more months. I'm gonna switch them to the right things that we need from them. Reggio Italia. You can drill, no, not force march. Drill. You're a pretty good commander, why would we change that? Alright, let's just start with this. Cultural assimilation. You're not gonna die on me, are you? Oh, 58. It might be a little bit of an issue. Because really, you know, honestly, the cultural conversion in the cities is the easy part. Because that's where these buildings kick in and you can see it's going at an extreme rate, pretty much. But it's the little provinces where it's taking, you know, super slow, meticulous work. Alright, that's not exactly the right example, but you guys know what I mean. Speaking of which, actually, I didn't even know we had a city here, Pergula. So let's give you guys a library and a marketplace to speed it up. You guys can also get a library. Yeah, alright, because, you know, might even potentially see... No, we don't, but... Yeah, the culture is spreading, but it's very rare to see them spread into these, you know, abandoned provinces where, you know, you have a ton of things you would like to do, and the cultures... I mean, you know, that's realistic. Like, the rural regions were the places where the original culture just stayed the longest. So let me just work on eliminating it close to the Roman in a territory, because we cannot really have that here, right? That's not how it works. And you're gonna die soon on me, aren't you? Yeah, 54. These guys won't be here for much longer. Still though, I believe that we are doing good. You know, Roman culture is spreading everywhere where we have come. And it's gonna continue. So, thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next episode.